Hey guys, I'm John. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here in Red Deer with my big, blue, beautiful Alberta flag, showing my support for Alberta independence. And I decided to come to the Rebel News Independence Tour. And I just want to say one thing to my wife. I love you so much. Thank you for helping me. But she doesn't want to be in the video too much. Tia. Gracias. All right, now this is where I'm at. So I decided to come to the Independence Tour, and I'm recognizing some familiar faces already. How's it going? Did I come to the right place with a big blue Alberta flag? How's it going? Do you guys support Alberta independence? Can I ask you a few questions? Awesome. So I'm recording a video for YouTube.
Okay.
What brings you out here to support Alberta independence? What gets you excited about it?
I've had enough.
You've had enough?
I've had absolutely enough.
Yeah.
I listened to a guy the other day and he said, I'd rather negotiate.
Yeah.
Well, how's that worked for us for the last 30 years or 60 years or whatever?
Right.
Negotiating doesn't work if you've got no leverage.
Who was that? Was that Jason Kenney saying that?
No, it was Wilson, but it was not our lawyer Wilson. It was another.
Oh, Brett Wilson. Brett Wilson says we should negotiate. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Well, we got no leverage.
Yeah.
Don, I've already registered us in. We're good to go.
Huh.
Yeah, no, just, I've had enough.
Yeah, he says that we're going to negotiate. That was like the second option is if we don't win the referendum, then at least we get some leverage. And I'm like, that's settling for something none of us really want. Like,
if we don't get the referendum, we've actually got they'll just thumb us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
That's funny you say it like that. What do you?
They'll finger us rather than thumb us.
I think we're in a church right now, so.
No, it's enough's enough. Well, like even they're needing another senator.
Yeah.
There's only 2 senators from Manitoba, all west and the north.
Yeah.
Quebec's got 3. We're wanting one, and they're saying no.
Yeah.
Quebec's saying no.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not fair, right? And I don't think personally that renegotiating is a good option. Like, I think it's the system's beyond fixable.
Well, we hate to agree with that, but I mean, I've watched it for enough years, and you have an election. Yeah, you go vote, and you think, okay, I've got a say. When it gets to Manitoba, it's already decided. Yeah. So we don't really have a say.
Yeah. Well, I'm just walking around getting people's opinions, so thanks so much. Anything else you'd like to say for the camera?
No, let's go.
All right, let's go.
The sooner the better.
Awesome, thanks so much. I better go see where there is to sit in here. How's it going? Hey, I'm making a YouTube video. Can I ask you guys a few questions?
Yes, you can.
Awesome. So what do you guys think about Danielle Smith's announcement yesterday?
She still thinks that it's doable with Ottawa.
Yeah.
I don't think people here would agree.
No, I tend to not agree myself as well, because putting 8 or 9 more referendum questions on there is going to totally mess it up. People aren't going to be confused. They're going to be confused about what to say, right?
Oh, the question you're referring to? The question should be a simple one-liner, I think.
But it sounds like she wants to put a whole bunch of questions on a ballot, and then people go in, they might vote for this or that, or, it's like, what are they going to be voting for, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you were referring to her demands on Ottawa.
Oh, so did you hear what she did yesterday?
No.
Oh, no, she came out and she said there's going to be a referendum.
Yes.
It's just she's announcing that there's going to be 8 questions. None of them are the question we're actually trying to get on there. You didn't hear this?
No.
Have you guys heard this?
Yeah. I know.
I mean, I'm not
I heard today that she is adding the referendum question too.
Well, she'll probably add this question eventually, right? That we want, the independence question, but it should be its own thing. It shouldn't be slid in with 10 other things, right?
That puts into question. That'll go to the courts, even if it's a goal for referendum, because they need a clear, simple yes or no to a question that is clear.
Yeah.
If it's not clear, I think the courts will challenge it.
Well, it'll definitely get thrown out. Like, it has to be a clear question, which means that it has to be the only question that's being asked. And it can't even be on like a general, let's vote for our MPs or whatever, MLAs. It has to be completely its own thing. Well, yeah. Well, thanks so much. Thanks for letting me know your opinion there. Anything else you guys like to say for the camera?
Wow.
Maybe YouTube.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Take care, guys. Yeah, for me, that's a big issue is she wants to put all those questions onto the same ballot. And here I am. How's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
I recognize some faces here. How's it going? Good. I'm making a video for YouTube. You guys want to say a few things for the camera?
Sure.
Awesome.
Sure. How you doing, John?
You recognize me already.
Oh, of course.
What's your name?
I saw you out at Sylvan Lake.
I recognize you. Your
Wade.
face, Wade.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Wade.
You as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about Danielle Smith's announcement yesterday?
It's kind of a...
Do you have a ticket?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I need you to check in if you don't mind.
Oh, you need me to check in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not allowed to record here right now, or?
I'm sure you can record, but I'm just making sure everyone checks in.
Oh, okay. I'll do that right now. Okay, give me a second here. Let me go do that. Hey, so I just signed back in, and now I want to talk to somebody else about it. What was your question you just asked me?
I said, what's the temperature like in Alberta now? Let's say in the last 3 weeks since all these events have been happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went around White Ave, and I was with a friend, and so it was a little bit different because I was with somebody, and I didn't get attacked this time. So, but I mean, I think that there's a lot of people who support it, and we're starting to get more bold. What's your feeling?
Well, ever since Matt Jenner walked the floor, and from what I understand, that riding, Riverbend, Edmonton, has never voted Liberal.
Never.
Yeah. So I think that's got a lot of people a little upset about that.
Yeah. Well, and I, didn't follow him personally too much, but he was in it for like several election cycles. He's a long-term guy, right? Like
a lifelong conservative from what I gather, right? So,
I'm actually going to go make a YouTube video in front of his office, I think. What do you think about that?
I think it'd be a great idea. But, watch out for security.
Yeah. Well, I always got to watch out for security when I go to these things. But, would you think that's going to like sway a lot more voters or people to support independence now?
I think it's going to make people pay more attention. Little events like that happening every day.
Yeah.
Like every day, it's something different.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are waking up day by day as to what's going on.
Yeah.
History keeps repeating itself.
Yeah.
And it's not working to our advantage right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of to the point where I'm ready to give up completely on federal politics. I mean, I'm still interested to hear what's going on, but I can't even really focus personally on like anything beyond independence. That's all I think about.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they got to say tonight. And I was expecting a little bit more of a turnout, but these events happen so fast that a lot of people aren't even aware that they happen. And unless it shows up in your inbox and your email, it's certainly not advertised. And some people don't have time to, sort through Facebook and X and find out these events, so they happen sudden. And there is planning, but we don't get it because we're inundated with media right now, and it's hard to sort through. And that's probably why there's a lot of people not even aware that this event is happening.
Well, like this is put on by Rebel News, I take it, right? But there's so many other little events popping up, people doing their own little speeches, and maybe that's why. Do you feel like the momentum's dying down, or are we keeping our spirits high? Or
it kind of feels like it is dying down a little bit initially.
Okay.
Early January when it was announced that we could start taking signatures.
Like major push for signatures.
Huge push. Yeah. And then now, in January there wasn't a lot of events and signing events available. But as time went along, they had more organizers, and then there's more events that you can go to. You go on the site, and you just pick any town or community in Alberta, and you see about 5 places that are taking signatures every day.
Yeah.
Like private shops that are cooperating, right? So I think it's just because we have a lot more opportunity now.
Yeah.
So at first, one event every night, one major event every night, every second night, every third night. Now it's you have so many opportunities right now, and I think I almost feel like the bulk of people that want to sign this are already signed.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be trickling, for the next few weeks. I mean, we go through March and we go through April. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of signatures during those periods,
Well, we'll cap out. Like anybody who wants to sign, like you got another month and a bit to sign, so you got to get on there and do that. I imagine there's a lot of people who are just like working out of town or something. They can't get in. But I do have a good friend of mine who's kind of undecided, and I was talking to him last night. So I'll make this video for you. You know who you're talking about, right? What would you say to somebody who's kind of like on the fence about this?
Well, I would suggest get on YouTube or get on Wikipedia and read up on the history of the politics in this country. And go back 7 years. Read up on former prime ministers like Pierre Trudeau. Well, he was a prime example, but go even back further. Go back to Louis Saint Laurent. He actually started the whole idea of equalization payments way back in the 1930s. And from my understanding, Trudeau and the premiers entrenched it into our Constitution in 1982. But the whole idea started over 20 years prior to that. So, and it's this idea of Canada being a welfare state, and we should share all our resources evenly across this country. If it weren't for premiers like Peter Loy, who fought for us back in the early 80s and really fought for us.
But do you think like there's a rational argument to bring people over, or is it all emotional, or where should we? How do we address this?
I would do the history. Find out as much as you can about the history of this country, especially the history of the equalization program, and dig as much information as you can. And the more you find out, the more you can make an informed decision.
Awesome.
So,
Hey, thanks so much. You want to say one more thing for the camera?
Hello to my mom and all my friends out there, and get educated, know the facts, and make an informed decision as much as you can. So.
Hey, thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one. All right. Well, come on in. Don't walk away. All right, I'm gonna go in here and see what else is going on, and see who else wants to talk to me. And I see that I'm in somebody else's photographs here. Oh, okay. Let's go see what's for sale here. Hey, there's the man.
How's it going?
Hey, Corey, nice to meet you. I feel like I know you. Can I put you on camera?
Sure. I'm used to that.
Awesome. Come on. Shake your hand.
Oh, thanks.
I'm just a YouTuber making a video about Alberta independence. I obviously support it. So thanks for holding this event.
Oh, well, thank Rebel. I mean, happy to come out. Anything promoting independence. You don't have to twist my arm to get me out to these. So, hope for a good turnout and a good night.
Well, it looks like we're starting to fill up in here. When does it officially start at?
Pretty soon, I think.
15
minutes, 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Okay.
It's hard to say. I'm not the organizer.
Okay.
Once everybody's settled, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I don't want to spoil your whole speech. I'm not going to record your whole speech. People can find that on the internet. He's like the main guy.
I don't know about that. One among many, anyways.
One among many.
Yes.
I actually really like how we're a decentralized kind of movement. There's a lot of different voices in this right now.
It gives an advantage and a disadvantage. It's good to get a lot of voices pushing towards the same end. At the same time, you can get diluted messaging if you get multiple people with different views sometimes. But it's a unique movement. So.
Well, and I was just talking to a guy about what we should say to people in the middle, right, on this issue, because one of my friends is right in the middle on it. He sounds like he wants to support it, but he's a little bit nervous. What do you say to those people in the middle?
Just keep looking into it, then asking questions of yourself. There's really only two options. Do we want to maintain the status quo, because that's all there is? We can't change the Constitution. We've tried things like that. If you're okay with that, fine. But if not, there really is only one way to make substantive change, and that's to consider the independence.
Well, I think that's what he gets excited about. But he did say something to me. He used the T word, the traitor word, right?
I mean, not
He's,
to be
he's afraid of being called that.
well, I hear you. I mean, I've been called a lot of things, so I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me as much. But we've got to remember, and it's easy to be, dismissive of it. I mean, emotion's real, attachment is real, but in reality, borders change.
Yeah.
They always have hundreds of times. Canada is just a contract. I mean, it's an agreement, it's a constitution. It'll still be there the day after independence. There'll still be people living and close and friends and in other areas, but we just want to change the contract.
Yeah.
And it's a big change to it, but it's changing the contract. That's not traitorous. So, if we want to just dissolve the nation or we're opposed to the culture or something like that, that might be a little rougher. But that's not what we're looking to do. We're looking to change the contract.
Well, and I heard somebody say that they feel like maybe it's betrayal is a better word. People feel betrayed. But I feel like I was betrayed for the last 10 years.
I think the Federation has betrayed Alberta. We're pointing fingers both ways. So we see that happening here. We see that happening in BC. We see it happening in Quebec.
Yeah.
And I'd say something's wrong with the Federation, not with the provinces that are looking to examine how to get out of it.
I'll let you get back to selling your books. By the way, I did listen to the audiobook, the Sovereigntist Handbook.
Thank you.
Highly recommended, actually. It's so cool. You wrote that 10 years ago or something?
3 years.
3 years ago?
Feels like 10.
Feels like 10. Hey, thanks so much. It's a pleasure to meet you. Let's go see if anybody else wants to talk to me. So this is the crowd that's come out here to the Rebel News Independence. How's it going? Good. Hey, can I ask you guys a few questions? Sure. Awesome. Yeah. So, thanks for coming out to show some support for Alberta independence.
You're giving my secret away.
Yes.
What's that?
He's known by a lot of people. He goes and visits a lot of people from Calgary to all over.
Okay.
Yes.
What are you known for? What's your plug? Your shameless plug?
I'm just boots on the ground, and I just work my ass off because our future depends on the people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I like that you say that. What do you think about Danielle Smith's announcement yesterday?
She
I think
doesn't
you
need. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, you can answer this, but anything she says, I don't listen to. So.
Yeah.
She
we don't
doesn't-
trust her.
Just completely
Some
give
of us
up on
don't
her.
trust her. No, she's just trying to sugarcoat us to shut us down.
Yeah.
To shut us down.
Yeah.
And like you say, Bill, go ahead, tell them.
She does not need any further. Like she did the thing all last summer. She knows how the people feel. She doesn't have to have a referendum on any of that stuff that she was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like any one of those questions that she brought up are just she could do it right now. She doesn't need us to.
Need that.
Yeah.
And back in when Kenny was there,
Yeah.
they already asked if we wanted to quit the transfer payments, and everybody voted for it to quit the transfer payments. She doesn't need any more
Same with the
encouragement.
pension and immigration, everything.
Yeah.
It's all.
She could just do everything right now. And so she's actually betraying us, you think? Is that?
No, I don't know, but
Sugarcoating, I would say.
it was sugarcoating because it was sugarcoating it. Look how everything is doing real great, and we got the MOU.
Can you get by me?
This term,
Okay. I'm kind of blocking the way here right now. So, no, I feel like I'm such a big guy to just be.
sing up to a lot of us.
Well, kind
I'm
of
gonna do
grandstanding,
this
right?
for
Because, she should have done this a long time ago,
Bingo.
and she could do it right now.
Right.
And now she's trying to, obfuscate.
She's stalling. We could do all those things right now that she advocated, or that those what are they? Those
She doesn't even have to
meetings
ask us. It's already been decided.
Yeah, she's already got the majority.
All the town hall meetings have already said this is how Alberta feels, and she's stalling. Maybe she's stalling until the election, or I don't know what she's stalling for, but she's stalling.
I'm actually worried that she's gonna put this on the ballot with 8 other questions, and then people go imagine you vote, you're like, 6 or 7 questions like, hey, do you want less immigration or whatever the questions are, right? Those are all implying that you want to stay in Canada. If you answer yes or no, you're complicit in that. So it's like,
Her means you want to stay because she's a politician, and I don't believe in the political system at all.
She said she's a royalist, and she likes the British system, and that's not what the people of Alberta don't want that. They want an independent country, self-determining, and not the British crown royally over us.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up the British Crown thing too, because that's honestly one of my ideological reasons why I want to separate. It's because I don't believe a monarchy. Really, is this somebody appointed by God to be the king over us, and we just have no say in that? Like, is that
why do you have that St. George's cross?
Hey, that's a fair thing.
Standing under British rule.
You know, I fully admit this. That has been a contentious thing for me because that flag does represent the monarchy. For now, I'm like, we don't have another option.
I got one in my car. I'll give you a flag.
1931 Westminster. I cannot use that flag. I have to use that flag when I'm doing my work.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. No, I fully admit you got me there, right? I can't wait until the day that we retire this flag. You know, it's beautiful and I love it, but the thing is like we haven't officially decided on it, right? So.
No. This doesn't say anything. It's just it's a neutral flag. It just says Republic of
I've got
Alberta.
one important question, I think. When is this all officially going to start that Danielle Smith is going to say, oh, let's open up more oil plants and all this and that? When does that officially happen? In 2030? 2050?
Why do we have to put in these, like the Green New scam, right? We have to decarbonize everything. And we don't because it's all a scam. In the States, they've shut down the Green New scam. We need to shut it down in Canada and quit pussyfooting around.
Hey, I agree with that. Thanks so much for sharing your ideas with me. Anything else you want to say? You're going to give me a flag?
Yes.
I'm still going to use this flag, but I totally recognize the hypocrisy of it. I don't like the monarchy, but I recognize what I'm doing. So
yes. When we're doing this stuff and he's doing what he's doing, we use that flag.
It's hard for me, and I'm like, I totally get it.
When I convoy though, I got that on one side and then I got his flag on the other.
Right.
Westminster.
I heard that they
Hey, thanks so much.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Have a good one. All right, talk to you later. Enjoy the show.
Are you doing that?
Oh,
You're on the weekend?
Yeah, there's a convoy tomorrow, and I'm going to be there.
Okay, because I went last week and there was nobody there. I was pissed off.
Okay.
I drove over an hour to get there.
Well, here's the thing: is nobody's organizing it. Originally, when I was thinking talking about it, is like, let's all do it at the same time, everywhere in the province, wherever you are, it's always the same time.
I'm going to ask this so that people
ask
will
it.
know. All right, so I've heard that there's a convoy from Edmonton and one from Calgary coming
tomorrow.
Coming to Red Deer.
Yeah.
Okay, so our convoy technically, go for it.
Go for it.
Doesn't bother me. I don't need the camera. So the original one was North Parkland Mall at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
But this one that we're meeting is at Peter's Drive-In in Gasoline Alley. Are we meeting there, or are we going to start from Parkland because it's different timing and there's nowhere to park in Gasoline Alley, really?
Yeah. You're asking the wrong guy. If it was me, I would say, look, 3 o'clock every day on Saturday. That's what I thought would be a good time to do, like mini convoys everywhere around the province. But, you know, this is a grassroots movement, and Albertans love doing what we're told. We just always obey. So.
You don't know me very well.
Hey, God bless you, sir.
You tell me something, I'll do the opposite.
Take care. Thank you so much.
See you.
All right, I want to get out of that aisle there. Hey, you looked like you wanted to say something to me for a second.
Hey, man, I think you do good work. I got your stuff on YouTube.
Thanks so much.
Can't be on camera, though.
Oh, you don't want to be on camera?
I would love to. I just location is not agreeable with it. But I only got one more year of contract with them, and then we'll see. But I watch your stuff. I enjoy it because it reminds me of the older years when 12, 15 years ago, I was a guy on the street with another dude. He was wearing the sandwich board. We were doing our activist thing for men's rights groups.
Yeah.
And it reminds me when you see you out there doing what you're doing, I think you do pretty good work. And you clearly know you have a good strategy. It works, and been engaging a lot of people. And I like to see that work. Have you been out to a NATE at all, or?
Like to the university? No, I haven't been there yet. No.
See, I'm a canvasser.
Oh, yeah.
My plan is I want to go to NATE. I want to go to the bus stop because you can get a whole bunch of young people just sitting there waiting for a bus.
Yeah.
And that'd be a great opportunity, I think, for me to just like, hey, who hasn't signed yet?
Yeah.
So that's my plan. I'm going to see if I can do that. I'm also going to go through. We have the Riverbend district of Alberta.
Yeah.
Obviously, their MP just crossed the floor.
Yeah.
You figure there'd be a lot of people who are dejected and want to sign right now.
Yeah.
From the sounds of things, actually, some canvassers had that idea, went down there, and they weren't well received. At least not for the people they did talk to. It was really perplexing.
No. So here's my thought on that: is the people who are against this are like super vocal, right? Like they're not even afraid. They're emboldened. They've been told that we're all traitors, and so they're just emboldened to speak up, and they have no fear. But there's a lot of people in the middle right now who are still quiet, and that's part of what I'm trying to do with this channel. Is just I got a big flag and I walk around. I'm like, look, everybody can show it. Yeah, no ambiguity here.
Yeah.
We can all show it some little way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like I remember one person in one of these town halls with a great stain. We got like 8 months. Yeah. And if they people hear the arguments, we win. Because they all go one way.
Right. Now, you're wearing some bling that's like pretty obvious. So I'm going to ask you, are you a 51st state kind of guy or no? No, I'm a Alberta sovereignty all the way. Okay. I just was in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, and I went to the Trump hotel, and I really like the hat. Yeah. But no, my preference would be Alberta. That's a nice one, actually.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Camo, the flag, I like that.
It's pretty good. I like it. But no, look.
But like when you come to an event like this, people will see that and they're going to think that you're 51st state.
You could say that people, like it's been said by Jeffrey Rath, America has showed Alberta a lot more respect than Canada has.
Yeah.
And if you ask me the question, do I want to stay in Canada or become 51st state? I'm 51st state, Brett Second.
Right.
I'm all the way out. I'm done. So I think our best foot forward is autonomy and sovereignty. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it was a third option, I would take 51st state too. But I really don't want that. I want to be an independent country. I think we can write such a good constitution, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Our best move forward is total autonomy and sovereignty. But like I said, it's just been so egregious what Canada has done to Alberta, and there's no going back from that. I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly it. I feel like there's no fixing the system at this point. So what do you think about what Danielle Smith announced yesterday?
I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but honestly, like it's been said, we voted overwhelmingly in favor of scrapping the equalization payments, and nothing came of that. A lot of these questions are pretty redundant. They were asked at the AGM, and everyone already knows it's like, does it really have to require a referendum to get people's opinion on whether or not illegal, or not illegals, but immigrants should get full access to all of our welfare programs without paying any taxes? That needs a referendum. I think we're all pretty much on the same page about no on that. Also, I think she's tricking people into being on board with more immigration. She's basically saying, should we take control of our immigration policies and limit it to just these people? Whereas I think a lot of people are like, no immigration at all. I want a total moratorium. If anything, I want out immigration. I want to get rid of the 600,000 people who have been put in this province. So by signing to that referendum, you're sort of de facto signing on to more immigration under these circumstances. That's not what I think a lot of people want.
So my wife is an immigrant. She's actually from Latin America. And I mean, I sponsored her to come here. And that's like a completely different thing than what I think a lot of people hear. Immigrants, they show up and they just leech off our system. And so I think we can agree on that. Like the immigration is something we need. It should be controlled. There's a process for it, but not just free open borders for everybody.
I think a lot of Albertans, a lot of Canadians were down with like a sensible amount of immigration in the country or into the province, and we've had that for decades without issue. But when you dump 600,000 into a province in such a short amount of time, and they're from people who are like radically different cultural framework, cultural mindset, that's when the integration problems happen, and that's where we are right now. It's not a condemnation of the entire idea of immigration, and a lot of people are okay with immigration as long as it gets controlled, and we have enough span of time where these people have enough time to properly integrate, or decide you know what, I don't like these winters, I'm out of here. Then, you know what, I think a lot of people are sensible in that way, but it's just the position we're in right now.
Well, speaking of immigration, there's another YouTuber, his name's Igor. He's a Ukrainian, but he's a Canadian citizen, and he's getting a lot of flack right now from the opponents of Alberta independence What would you comment on his situation? Are you familiar with it, first of all?
I'm not totally familiar about his situation, but I think he's being targeted for deportation because of his views. Or
yeah, they're calling him a Russian, and they're like, he's a Canadian citizen. Like, I'm assuming that. Yeah, well, I don't know the process, right? I'm assuming he went through it all, and I don't know the guy personally. I want to meet him. By the way, if you're watching this, leave a comment. But
the unfortunate reality is we're dealing with people who don't have any sense of honor or dignity, or they don't fight with tact, and they're going to take any opportunity to go after someone that can, even as so far as going so low as to attack someone for being a foreigner. If we did that to their side, it would raise merry hell over it.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I can already sense this because we bring up the immigration issue. They call us racists and white supremacists. I've been called a white supremacist, not even without even opening my mouth, right? But then on the other hand, they're like, wait a minute, you're an immigrant who came to Canada, became a Canadian citizen. You're not allowed to be in favor of Alberta independence. Like, that's kind of it's such a disconnected, but they don't even realize it.
Yeah, it's completely hypocrisy. But I don't know if we're blessed that our enemies are so inept at arguing or debating, and that all they can do is call his names. And you know what? I think that's the best thing for us is if they keep doing that, because if someone's in the middle, like, I'm not sure which way to go on this. But these guys got a lot of great arguments and facts, and they can go for 2 hours about all the reasons Alberta should become sovereign, and we have all kind of benefits. And then the other side is just don't be like that guy. They're racist. They're blah, 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 blah. I was watching that debate the other day, and eventually it devolved into, of course, Trump derangement syndrome. And like the man or hate the man, he's in power for 2.5 years, and then he's gone.
What debate was that?
Oh, that was between Marty up north, and I can't remember the other.
Oh, yeah, Marty up north and some random guy on the internet who runs his mouth a lot.
It was really... Sure, I don't care to know the man's name because that's not the sort of thing worthy of committing to memory. Yeah. But it was telling the way he just dismissed the entire movement as just a bunch of white Christians.
Yeah. Which,
as if like, okay, well, who's the racist here? That's bigotry in two different forms.
Yeah.
Because you don't like people of this religious persuasion, and you're also upset about people because of their skin color over here. But we're the supremacists, we're the racist bigots, and of course, it's just nonsense.
Yeah. And honestly, there's quite a few immigrants that I've met who support Alberta independence, which I find it really amazing. But a lot of them come from like communist countries, and like my wife comes from a dictatorship in South America. Like, she knows what it's like when the collectivos come for you. Right. And like Canada, I feel, is right on the edge where if we don't get this under control pretty soon. Like, they're talking about hiring foreign soldiers to come be in our military now. Like,
it'll be like
that's
the French Foreign Legion.
Well, no, the French Foreign Legion is like just a mercenary group, actually, right? But like, I guess, it can be done right. But it just, at this point, I'm like, really, you're taking away all of our guns, and you're going to start hiring foreigners to come and be in our military. What are they going to do if all of a sudden, they're like, hey, go turn on the Canadian people? Like, Canadian soldiers right now wouldn't turn on us, but foreigners who are working probably would, because they know where their bread's buttered.
Well, I mean, it's an issue along with, why do we have Chinese police stations? Why do we have so much Chinese inculcation into our politics? And there's just never any accountability. Nobody actually cares. It's like we can just go along and do whatever we want, because let's face it, it's like America's got our back. They're gonna defend us. And it's sort of like, well, why don't you look to your own military, and why don't you properly equipped and develop our own military, pay your actual 2% of GDP on military spending like you're supposed to, instead of having to resort to all these weirder, bizarre policies that, who asked for that? I mean, clearly I think that they're trying to meet a quota, like we have to have so many soldiers in our military, and we're not there, and we can't entice Canadians to want to do it, so we're going to go to other countries to meet our quotas. And I think it's just one more reason, one more excuse for Alberta to want to become its own country and have its own autonomy, make its own decisions.
Like, it really scares me, actually, because, I study history, and the Romans did this. Whenever they wanted to, like, go in and conquer a region, they always brought in soldiers from other regions, right? Because they were loyal to the emperor or to the whoever the general was. They never got locals to police the locals. It was always foreign soldiers, in different parts of the empire. They spread them all around.
For sure. And there's that old ancient Greek saying that that which is about to fall deserves to be pushed.
Yeah, that's a good saying. I like that.
I got an even better one. I'll leave you with this one because I need to interview more interesting people.
Yeah, okay.
But in ancient Greece, you know, the Socrates and the philosophers, there was one man named Diogenes. Have you heard of him?
No, I haven't heard.
He was an eccentric fella. He was basically the Cosmo Kramer of his time, to be sure. But he did say one really interesting thing. He and his father had to flee and go off and live somewhere else because of the shady things his father was up to in the mint. But his town basically dispatched someone and later found him, a messenger. And he tracks down Diogenes. He comes along. He's like, Diogenes, I've been dispatched from your hometown to inform you that your hometown has condemned you to exile. And Diogenes responded, yes, and I condemn them to stay there.
And I condemn them to stay there.
Yeah.
That's kind of suiting for what Alberta feels like right now, hey?
You know, like, look, I don't have any animosity towards Canada. I just think we're very diametrically opposed in our way of thinking on politics and how to run a government.
Yeah.
You guys go your way, we'll go our way.
Yeah.
We'll have amicable trade deals, you know, like we'll always have that time when we were all part of one banner. That was great times, wonderful, yeah, awesome.
Right.
No, we're not going to hold grudges.
Right.
And we'll see you on the rink.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep settling it on the rink. Hey, that's a good way to leave it. Hey, thanks so much.
No, again, like I enjoy watching your videos, your work, and keep up.
All right, cool. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, Ron, if you're not going to rock the flag, you can rock this.
Are you giving this to me?
Yes.
Is this a present? Hey, thanks so much. I'm actually going to put this on my vehicle. Thank you so much.
I've had that on my vehicle since.
It says Republic. Alberta Republic.
Since May. Last May.
I'm going to make this my thumbnail. So I'm just going to hold it like this for a second. And then get one of those frames will be my thumbnail for this video. Hey, thanks so much. It really makes me happy. I'm going to give this to my wife. Hey, Allie. She can't hear me. Okay. Hang on a second, guys. So the problem with trying to record live, and I don't want to just shout out at my wife because that's kind of rude. But Allie. That was a gift that somebody gave me. Hey, do you guys support Alberta independence, hey?
Yeah. You bet.
What do you think of Danielle Smith's announcement last night? Yeah? So?
Yes, I'm mixed on that.
Do you think she's just trying to like stall us out and like prevent us from getting to the referendum?
Well, the most important question never got on to her referendum.
What's the most important question?
Does Alberta want to become independent?
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to get enough votes for that, or for enough signatures. But then if she crowds it on with like 10 other questions, kind of defeats the whole thing that we're doing here.
Yeah. Well, like I say, maybe she's trying to muddy the waters.
Okay. Excuse me. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for the comment. Hey, how's it going?
This guy here confirmed that he's going to be in Red Deer at the convoy and ask him where he's going to be. Because if I show up there, he's not there.
There's a convoy happening tomorrow, and there's like competing convoys every second day. Because Albertans don't do it. We're told we're supposed to all like pick one time and one day in one place and do it. But
that'd be like so convenient for anybody to know. Hey, by the way, we're going to be over here today. Yeah. Come join us. And there's coffee.
Yeah. Well, and I've tried doing that a few times, but it's like people just don't listen.
Are you live right now?
I'm not live, but I record it and then I publish it later. But I don't edit very much. So
I just thought you might want to say where the convoy's meeting again at 12 o'clock.
Okay. Well, I am going to publish this tonight, so people will see it before tomorrow. But I mean, it's literally happening tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. So, but there's going to be more convoys.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I realize we're a little.
Do you want to talk some more?
Well, how about catch after? I would love to listen.
Okay. We'll talk some more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, guys. I'm going to let them start talking, and I'm going to. I'll take some more interviews afterwards. Hey, how's it going?
I watch you on YouTube.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Wow, thank you so much.
You do very well.
I appreciate the praise. I got a question for you.
Oh.
So what do you think about using independence as a leverage to get something else better out of Confederation, rather than actually meaning what we say, just leveraging it the way Quebec supposedly does?
I think leveraging would be not giving them money. That would be one way of doing
Right.
it. And so that they would have to beg us to give them the money that we owe them.
Right. So then would that be something like if they said, okay, no more equalization, then you just be like, okay, we'll stay in Canada?
No, never.
No?
You know what?
What?
We're done with it.
Yeah.
We're done with the East. And you know, ever since 1905, when we became part of the Confederation,
Yeah.
they've done nothing but abuse us.
Yeah.
And I think the only strategic way for us to get back to a normal life,
Yeah.
we have to be independent. We have to
Just
start
independent, yeah. So is there anything that would bring you back into the fold?
No.
No.
I've been doing this for 40 years, since
40.
1982, when Pierre Trudeau Sr. brought in the NEP and destroyed Alberta. I have waited for us to leave this country. And then he brought his son in, and he's destroyed our country. And Mr. Carney
is doing double.
Who was always behind Trudeau. Like, in another 2 years, there'll be nothing left for us.
Right.
Nothing.
So, like, you've seen independence movements come and go, and then what do you think? You think this is the one that's gonna?
This is the one.
Yeah.
Our young
what's
people
different?
are involved.
What's different? Because this is the first time I've ever been involved in anything like this.
Organized. I lived in Montreal during the 95.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Wow.
And we moved shortly, before it got really built up.
Yeah.
And there was just no way.
Yeah.
And it was always the same story. They weren't sure about things and they weren't well prepared. These people are.
Yeah.
Not just Rebel News, but the
Yeah.
Alberta, the APP, they're very well organized.
Very well organized.
And our young people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because before it was the older, more mature people. Now it's the young people because they have no future in the country of Canada.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel encouraged when you say that, but I do want to push back and just look like a lot of old people here today.
But they commented.
Yeah.
What do you do on a Friday night? The young people aren't going to be here.
They're at home.
But at other events that I've been at, just a couple of weeks ago, we were down in Calgary for, during the convention, they had that ranchman's party, and 90% of the people were young.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were there to talk to the alternative media instead of the legacy media.
Yeah, and I mean, what I'm doing right now, I'm kind of like a media guy myself, but self-proclaimed, I guess. But maybe I'm reaching more young people online.
I'm sure you are. You're reaching us older ones too, by the way.
Which is kind of surprising, but because I didn't realize how many people watch YouTube. But
No, I saw you on Ezra.
And Ezra, okay, wow, cool. Would you like to say one more thing for the camera?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. Just vote yes for independence.
Yes for independence.
Yeah, we'll make it.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this because of my grandchildren.
Yeah.
They have to have a future.
Yeah.
And they will not under what we've got now.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that a lot. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a great night. Glad you came up. Thanks for talking to me.
I wanted to say hi, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for what you do.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
If I had your gumption, I would have did it as well.
Well, I came to a pretty safe crowd tonight here. I don't think there's going to be anybody running up and.
Oh, it's pretty safe here.
Hey, yeah, we got the same shirt almost. So, Republic of Alberta.
Yeah.
So, what stood out to you tonight about what they were saying?
Nothing new for me, really. I just came to see the crowd, measure the pulse of my fellow Albertans,
Yeah.
and I'm impressed. I think there's about 200 and so-ish.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of count up the rows. There's 15 per row or something, yeah. So
26 by 9.
Yeah, it'd be really easy to count this up in the camera, just do a freeze frame. But well, one thing that stood out to me was using this as leverage, right? Because who was it? Brett Wilson said this on Rebel the other day too. Let's just leverage this and get more out of Confederation. What do you think about that?
Well, whether the referendum wins or not, I think signing this petition to move forward with the referendum as an opportunity to independence, or put the fear of God in the East and give us that bargaining chip and perhaps unify and make those changes that Danielle were proposing, those 5 things. She has the power to do those now. And the 4 constitutional suggestions she made, well, that would be reinforced by a good turnout in the referendum.
See, honestly, that kind of, what she did kind of frustrates me, because I'm like, no, I want one question. I don't want these other things. You can do it right now. Everybody knows you can do it right now. You're just distracting us, right?
Agreed, sir. Yeah.
So, you know, and I'm honestly a bit more hardline. In my mind, there's a cynical part of me that's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna vote NDP. If I don't say that. Like, I'm tempted, because like if she sabotages,
we got Notley last time. When I voted in anger.
I'm gonna regret my words. But like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how angry I would be if she sabotaged this one chance that we had. You know, I'd be like so disheartened.
Well, she's a Federalist. She has her mandate. I think she'll cross the line if she comes out in full support. I can't help but feel she does in the actions she's taken so far, and I support her. I don't think I'd really want to see her come out in full independence mode, because she doesn't have that mandate. There's so many people angry at her already.
See, you're a cooler head than I am. I'm like, you're right.
She wasn't elected to separate us. She's elected to unify and representative on a federal level. And I can appreciate that, right? However, I don't appreciate federalism any longer. I'm a vet. There's no more patriotic in me. I bought my own house at 28. I've been flying a Canadian flag over every door I've known of. I'm retired now. I put 25 years in the oil and gas industry. I gave my heart and soul and probably some of the better years of my life into this industry. And to see it being decimated by a bunch of ungrateful know-nothings out east, I'm just downright frustrated by
So you're a vet, you said? So what do you think of this new thing to hire foreigners to come and work in our military? Because I mean, like, to be fair, like, I think there's always been an element of foreigners, like trusted, allies that come and fight with us, right? But like, now we're saying, okay, you're going to be a full-on Canadian soldier, and this is a way to get into Canada as being a citizen. Like, what?
Yeah, well, I was in the late 80s. I turned 19 in boot camp. It was a different world then. I'm a Gen Xer. Right? I grew up different. I got different values. I viewed Canada differently. And we had a strong, normal military. Like friends of mine now that I went through the military with, and are now also out of the military and pushing their 60s, right? But some of their kids are in now. Jesus, man, they're turning up to work, and you can wear a dress to roll call. You know?
They got tampons in the boys' washrooms. Like, how demoralizing is that?
Absolutely embarrassing. I wouldn't want to be there. You know, like, I was well equipped, well trained. I felt very proud about what I was doing, but to see the military today and what it's come to it's actually embarrassing. So.
Well, and give me a tinfoil hat, but like, a conspiracy theorist part of me is like, okay, they're taking away our guns, they're harnessing or shrinking our civil liberties, and then now they're going to hire foreigners who aren't Canadians to come and be our military. I'm assuming the Canadian forces that are right now would actually disobey, illegal orders, but maybe the foreigners wouldn't.
Well, I did work and train with a lot of foreigners. I was posted in Oromocto Gagetown. And it was a training facility for international allies. But I didn't see any communists.
Well, and I mean, that's like, okay, if we're talking foreigners, like, who are they? Are they people from Latvia or British?
Allies, right? Allies in a common initiative. Not communists.
I mean, if they're coming from NATO countries and they just want to immigrate to Canada, okay, that's one thing. But if they're coming straight out of like China or Africa or somewhere, Middle East, where it's like, we've been at war with Afghanistan, here's this way to be a citizen, now become a soldier. Like, I don't know. what are they actually talking about? But yeah, I'm kind of worried about that a little
I don't
bit.
think you'd ever see a Canadian national military built by Canadians interfering with Canadians exercising any democratic freedom.
Right.
Whereas if we have a foreign-made military and our East Coast overlords decide that they don't like what we're doing and they give the command to come in and quell this motion, I mean, a bunch of Chinese people or communists are going to have no problem coming here and telling us to sit down and be quiet.
Yeah, and the tinfoil hat part of me is like, that's just the next progression. Like, okay, there we go. Now we're completely oppressed. Like, it's official. But you know, I'm not really going down that pathway. But I like to think about things sometimes, just be honest. But anything else you want to say for the camera?
Keep up the good work, brother. And liberation's at hand. We can end the crime, drugs, the child sex trafficking, all the bad shit that goes with this monotonous, retarded, crazy train that we're on, led by these feds. We need our own independence. With an accountability, an accountable leadership. Like we're starting a brand new country. Geez, what an opportunity.
I know.
How would anyone turn that down?
What an amazing opportunity. Like, it just gets me so excited. Like, brand new country. Throw it all off, start fresh, use the best ideas.
My daughter's 23, in university, was working part-time Tim's. She got fired.
She actually got hired at Tim's?
Yeah, she got hired this was 2 years ago. Then the temporary foreign worker thing went in overdrive. The whole staff in that facility is now gone. They're all temporary foreign workers.
Yeah, see, that's another thing that just gets under my skin, right?
So she's visiting my house the other day. She's independent enough. She has her own place. And, you know,
like, there's just for perspective. My daughter, she can't find a job. Both of my kids have applied at places like that. They can't get hired there. And it's frustrating because I worked at Tim Hortons when I was a kid. You know, it was my
first got a
job.
job by kicking open doors. She was doing the whole application thing, and me, Gen Xer, is like, no. You don't just send paperwork. You go and whites your eyes, right? So she's at my house the other day, and whenever she shows up, I mean, I give her eggs, bacon. You know, she leaves with $100 worth of groceries. She likes to visit.
Cool.
And, you know, she's like, tears rolled down her cheek and gives me a hug and says, Dad, you don't know how hard it is out there. Like, it's tough, man.
Hey, well, thanks so much for talking to me. Have a good one.
Appreciate you, brother. And thank you. For
Yeah,
the
awesome.
time.
Take care.
You too.
Cool. Awesome. Well, so did you want to ask me for questions? You're making eye contact with me.
This guy's going to start banging my head. If
I
we
got to
don't
start
get
getting
people
out of
moving.
here. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to start walking towards the door. Look, there's a lot of things there to respond to. I can't obviously, you know, I like to let other people say their mind when they're talking to the camera, and I don't get to reply to everything. So it might be a little bit frustrating for you to hear that. But I want to just scope out the feeling here, and this is obviously coming to the place where everybody here is supportive of Alberta independence. You know, so please leave a comment below what you think about all this tonight, some of the comments, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers.